Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another PJ & Co Terraria video. Today we are continuing on our NPC guide to show you guys how to obtain all these NPCs and what they do for you in the game. This is part 2, so we're in the second part of pre-hard mode, and we'll go through everybody from the painter all the way up to the mechanic. If you want to see the ones from part 1, there's a link in the card here to get you back to that and down in the description, and there'll be timestamps to get you to every single one if there's somebody in particular you are looking for, like say maybe the witch doctor. We will also have another one that we'll throw a link to that will be the hard mode, after hard mode guys that you'll get as well. If you're enjoying this, we much appreciate the subscribe, guys. It goes a long way. We're also kind of doing a push for 500 subs right now. We've only got about 49 left to go, and we want to hit that by April 26th, which is my birthday. So if you want to throw some love this way, we'd very much appreciate it. But let's get on into this. All right, so next we have the painter, guys. And the painter is an interesting one in that his requirements are that you will have at least 7 other NPCs. That includes the guide. So looking back here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know, we could have got him before the arms dealer or the tavern keeper. You know, there's possibility in here. And there's 2 that don't count, which are not really town NPCs. They are the skeleton merchant and the old man. They don't count towards that 7, but the traveling merchant does. So you can kind of tweak him out a little bit earlier if the traveling merchant shows up for you, which is kind of nice. And he will drop the paintball gun if he dies. He's got a 10% chance of that. And what does he have in his shop? He's got all sorts of stuff. So he will always sell the paintbrush, paint roller, and paint scraper, as well as all of these different paints in here. Once you hit hard mode, you'll get the shadow paint and the negative paint. And then he has a variety of different pictures that he will sell on a random basis. You'll always see daylight, first encounter, good morning, underground reward. There's a bunch that depend on what moon phase you're in. And then depending on what biome he's selling, there's stuff for Crimson Corruption, Hollow, Jungle, Snow, Desert, Blood Moon, Space, and hard mode while in space. So definitely try out moving his house to a bunch of different spots, and you can see what goodies he's got for you there. And then he's also got a variety of different wallpapers that he can sell. Most of these, actually everything that you can see here, he's always got available. And then he has, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 different ones that he will actually sell during Christmas as well. So lots of fun different cosmetic things that you can have to pretty up your rooms and buildings and everything there. So well worth the pick up there. It's fun to paint. You can do lots by painting the different bricks and backgrounds and everything in here. So well worth the pick up if you can get your hands on it. It allows you a ton more creativity in your Terraria worlds, guys. Next, it's time to hit the beach, boys! Okay, so now for the angler, guys. This is another interesting one to get your hands on. He doesn't just spawn after a certain amount of time. You need to find him in one of the oceans. So make a trip to the edges of your world, and he will kind of float in and take a sleep on a beach. And then when you encounter him, you just got to wake him up. And you need to have a house available for him. And then you talk to him and wake him up, and he'll be available in your worried world. Wow, my talking today. So he does not sell anything for you, but he gives you all sorts of quests. If you click on them, he'll give you a fish that you need to find and where to catch it from, and then go and fish it. And when you get it, bring it back to him. He'll get you all sorts of goodies from that. There's tons of stuff that you can get from him. Lots of different baits that you can get. Potions, sonar fishing, and crate potions. You can get coins, sextants, weather radio, fisherman's pocket guide, tackle box, angler earring, high test fish line, fishing hook, golden bug net. Those are all things to help you be better at fishing, and there's lots of great stuff that you can get for fishing in this game, so definitely worth the pickup there. And then there's some guaranteed ones. When you've completed the 5th quest, you get the fuzzy carrot. 10th quest, you get the hat. 15th quest, you get the angler's vest. 20th, you get the angler's pant. 30th, you get the golden fishing rod on desktop and mobile. 50th, when you hit the console versions. And then you can also get, once you've hit hard mode, fin wings, bottomless water bucket, super absorbent sponge, and the hotline fishing rod. So you can fish in lava, which is kind of cool. There's also a ton of different decorative items you can get too. Some costumes, some trophies, and some fun other wall things that you can put up. So lots of good things there. I personally love fishing in this game. The crates that you can get have tons of stuff. It can prep you for hard mode very easily. So I would definitely suggest the Angler's worth it. And if you're a completionist like me, if you like to get those achievements done, there's actually 6 achievements available from him. 5 of them are just for completing a certain number of quests, anywhere up to 200, I think, is the last one. And then there's another one for getting the golden fishing rod that we talked about drops after the 30th on desktop and mobile and 50th on console. So, you know, if you like achievements, there's 6 of them right there. Get to fishing, guys. Get to fishing. But let's go look at this green fella next. Okay, guys, so this little green guy right here is our Goblin Tinkerer. And this is probably most people's most useful NPC in the game, I would say. He is a wonderful one that has this brilliant reforge ability that people will use lots, especially in hard mode. Normal mode, you can kind of get away without worrying too much about it and progress nicely, but when you start getting your back up against the wall in hard mode and expert worlds, it's nice to be able to reforge. So, Goblin Tinkerer, you can get him after you've beaten a goblin invasion. Pretty simple, just beat it, but then he will show up somewhere in the cavern lair. So he'll be bound somewhere in there. You gotta do lots of hunting underground until you finally find him. And then once you unbind him, if you have an empty house, he will pop on up out here and always respawn once you've got empty houses. And so him, by reforging, all you need to do, you take one of your items, you drop it in here, and for a certain cost, right now it's got no ability with it, you reforge it, and now it's a terrible breaker, and reforge it, and now it's a dangerous breaker. Cost does go up based on how good the different abilities are on it. So this allows you to work on your loadout and, you know, make it how you want it to be. You're getting killed a little too much, maybe drop some +4 defense in all your slots. If you just want to burn things through some faster, maybe we'll add some +4 damage to every single slot that you've got going on and your weapons. So definitely allows you to make your build the way you want the build to be. Now on top of that, he does also give you some things that you can buy. So he's always got the rocket boots available for you, which is, they allow you to fly, so why the hell not? Like, come on. You don't have wings in pre-hard mode, but you can fly with rocket boots. So definitely would suggest picking that one up for you. Ruler, which allows you to measure block placement and stuff. So if you're a builder, you like things to be very specific, that's a perfect one to pick up there. Tinkerer's Workshop is another great one in that this is a workbench that you can place, and then from it you can combine a bunch of accessories. So as you get on, there's tons of great accessories that you get that you want to work to keep them all, but you don't have the space for it. So, you know, maybe I've got a blizzard in a bottle and I've got a balloon pufferfish that I both want because it helps me get nice higher jumps and the double jumps in there. So I want both. You can combine them together and they create a new item that only takes up one slot but has the abilities of both of them. So there's lots of fun things you can do with that. I strongly suggest picking up this Tinkerer's Workshop while you can. He also has for you the grappling hook, which if you haven't gotten one before, it allows you to do this wonderful jumpy thing around. There's lots of them in the game, but this is another early on one that you can get that's pretty handy. Tool belt to increase your block placement range, which is always available but not on mobile. Same with the ruler. Ruler is not on mobile. And then he sells spiky balls too, which can be fun for a bunch of extra damage on your opponents, which is always nice. So that is it for our Goblin Tinkerer. And I see we have a friend joining us, so let's go look at the Traveling Merchant. Alright guys, so here we have our Traveling Merchant. And this is an interesting one where he will randomly spawn. He has about a 22% chance of spawning every morning, and you need to have at least 2 other NPCs present. The guide counts, but the Old Man and Skeleton Merchant do not, as we talked with some of the previous guys, like the Painter. He does not spawn during events, except for Rain and Slime Rain, but does not need a house at all. He'll just spawn where the existing NPCs are. So yeah, about every 4 days he should show up for you, which is kind of handy. And if he does die, he has a 100% chance of dropping the Peddler's Hat, which is this wonderful thing that he's got on his head right now, which is kind of sweet. And now this guy's an awesome one because you never really know what you're going to be getting from him. Today it looks like we've got Ultra Bright Torches, Red Team Blocks and Platforms, Bricklayer, Magic Hat, DPS Meter, and the Pressurator. But he's got a whole selection of things and even some of the super rare stuff in the game. So he sells Sake, Pho, and Pad Thai, which all give you some nice boosts to, in addition to your potions that you can use. The Ultra Right Touch that we saw, Ammo Back, Box, Magic Hat, Gypsy Robe, the Gi, Celestial Magnet, DPS Meter, Lifeform Analyzer, Stopwatch, Paint Sprayer, Bricklayer, Portable Cement Mixer, Extendo Grip, Pressurator, Black Counterweight, Yellow Counterweight, Sitting Ducks Fishing Pole, Katana, Code 1, Revolver, Gatlinger, Code 2, Pulse Bow, the red team, all the color teams blocks, Diamond Ring, Angel Halo, Fez, Winter Cap, Red Cap, Crimson Cloak, Mysterious Cape, Kimono, Water Gun, Companion Cube, Chalice, Rune Wall, Fancy Dishes, Dynasty Wood, Dynasty Shingles, Zebra Skins, and a bunch of pictures. Some of these are interesting in that they require certain events to be killed, like the Martian Madness, Christmas, Plantera, mechanical bosses to be killed, but most of them just have a % chance of spawning. Some of them very low, like a 0.66% chance, and fairly expensive. So Companion Cube, 66% chance, 0.66% chance of spawning, but costs 5 platinum. So little expensive, but he can definitely have some game-breaking stuff. So try to keep some cash around. Most of his stuff costs upwards of 5 gold. So keep some cash around for when he shows up, because you never know what he might be selling and what's going to be awesome to pick up, guys. Now, back to the normal guys. So, back into the regular scheme of things, and we are up to the Witch Doctor. I told the Witch Doctor I was in love with you. Bum, 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 bum. Sorry, I had to do that. So this lovely guy will show up after the Queen Bee's defeated, and of course you need empty houses, as with most of these NPCs. And one does not have a drop, but will defend himself, as most of these guys do. And what does this guy have? So always sells the imbuing station and the blowgun. When you have a stinger, he'll give you a stinger bolt. When you have a stake launcher, he'll sell you stakes. During Halloween, he'll sell you a cauldron. In hard mode, if he's in a jungle biome, he will sell both the tiki totem and the leaf wings. Leaf wings only during night though, so that's kind of a handy one if you want some early wings in hard mode. You can make sure you've got him living in the jungle. The vial of venom here will show up after you've beaten Plantera. Extremely toxic material. I want to play around with that, see what that makes. Once you have beaten Plantera, and if you've got the Pygmy Staff from it, you can come here and he will sell a Tiki Mask, shirt, and pants, as well as the Pygmy Necklace, Pygmy Necklace and Hercules Beetles, but the Pygmy Necklace is only at night, and the Hercules Beetle you must be living in, or the Witch Doctor must be living in a jungle biome. So those are all items there that are perfect if you're trying to go a summoner build, so keep that in mind. And then after beating anytime on desktop or beating Plantera on console and mobile, he will sell all of the different fountains here. The blood, hollowed, icy water, corrupt water, jungle water, all that fun jazz. So if you want some more fun decorations for around your town, those are great there. And once the wizard shows up in your town, he also sells this bewitching table, which helps you have more minions. So if you like to go summoner build like I do, this guy is your pay with the bewitching table and all the fun masks and shirts and everything that will go along with it, and the Hercules Beetle and Pygmy Necklace. So definitely get your hands on him if you can, guys. Alright, so next up we've got the Clothier here. Clothier will not show up until after you've beaten the Skeletron, who defends the dungeon. After you defeat him, he'll spawn once a suitable house has shown up for him, or you've made, not shown up. And he'll sell items. If he's killed, he will drop the red hat. And he's an interesting one, though, too, in that if you equip the Clothier Voodoo Doll, which is obtainable in the world, it allows you to attack and kill him. So if you want to get the red hat, it's a little bit easier than some of the other NPCs drops. But if you do so at night and kill him at night, it will resummon Skeletron for you, which is kind of handy there. But let's see what he sells for us. He sells mainly vanity items here. So most of the time, he's always selling the black thread, pink thread, and the familiar shirt, pants, and familiar wig. Like all those familiar stuff's there. When he's in a snow biome, he sells a beanie. During the day, he'll sell the wonderful summer hat here. During full moons, he sells some plumber's equipment if you want to pull out that Mario look. During night of a full moon, he will sell white tuxedos. During the day after a full moon, he'll sell this doctor stuff here. During a blood moon, he'll sell a mask, the fallen tuxedo shirt and pants during a blood moon, Guy Fawkes mask during Halloween, as well as the Clothier's jacket and pants. During a blood moon on console and mobile, he will sell George's pants and suit if you're male, or the fabulous ribbon dress and slippers if you're female. During Oktoberfest on mobile, he'll sell all sorts of fun lederhosen and stuff. And while Party is active on mobile, or on desktop, he will sell some fun things, sunflower stuff and balloon things. And interestingly enough, once he's hit hard mode, he starts to sell some of these other things. So if you defeat a cloud, he'll sell clown stuff. New moon, he'll sell princess stuff. First quarter, he will sell cowboy stuff. Third quarter, Tam O'Shanter. Frost Legion defeated, he'll send some baller and gangsta hats. If you've defeated the lunar cultist, you'll see the solar cultist stuff. And during the day and during the night, these will turn blue and be lunar cultist. And if the tax collector's in town, you can get his outfit, which is kind of cool. So that's it for the cloth year. On to our next pre-hard mode one, which is another of my favorites, the mechanic. So here is our mechanic, guys. She will spawn after she is saved from the dungeon. So after you killed Skeletron, you want to hang around the dungeon, wander around, see what you can do. She'll be tied up. You just got to untie her, and then she will come to an empty house if you've got one. Similar to the stylist over here, if you have a life form analyzer, she will show up as bound mechanic if she is nearby. So that's a handy one to help hunt her down. She does not have any drops on her, but when you shop with her, this is when you can start to have some fun in the game with automation and stuff. So she sells the different color wrenches, which are always available. So we've got 4 color wrenches now. They've upped it with the yellow wrench, which is handy to give you more wiring options. Wire cutter, wire is always available. We've got the levers and the switch, and all these pressure plates are still available, including the teal pressure plate. That's a fairly new one too. Activates when a projectile touches it. That's kind of cool. Have not had a chance to play around with that one yet. There's booster tracks on there, actuators, junction boxes, mechanical rulers, mechanical lenses, engineering hat, and the wire bulb. So this is awesome, just because this allows you to do all sorts of fun automated stuff. You can have automated farms, all sorts of wiring. You can get your teleporters get up and running. So much fun you can do once you hit the wiring end of things, which is great. You can also, during the Crescent Moon, when the angler's present in hard mode, you can buy the mechanics rod from her to up your fishing power a little bit if you need to. So that's what she's got. I strongly suggest get Skeletron down and experiment with this stuff, because the wiring is so much fun, guys. Give it a shot. And then we're on to our last one. So we're going to end this episode off with our last pre-hard mode NPC here. And just fitting, we're going to throw a little party with the party girl. So this is she sells some novelty items and furniture, and she has a random chance of spawning, so about a 2.5% chance of spawning every morning once the criteria has been met. And the criteria are that there's no other NPC waiting to move into town, that there's an empty house, and that there's a certain number of NPCs in the world. So on PC, 13 are needed. Old Man and Skeleton Merchant do not count. On mobile and console, 8 are needed, and the Old Man does count on those versions. Sure, they get an easier ride. What the heck? No. And then she, when killed, has a 25% chance of dropping happy hand grenades in stacks of 30 to 60. That sounds like fun. I have not used those before. I feel like I should pick them up at some point. And what do we got for items from her when we shop? So she's got the confetti gun. She's got confetti. She's got smoke bombs. She's got the bubble machine. She's got the bubble wand. Beach ball is always available, but only on desktop. Same with the lava lamp there. She's got fireworks boxes and a fireworks fountain. Once you hit hard mode, she sells the rockets here. If you have happy hand grenades, you can buy happy hand grenades from her. And when pirate is present, that's when you show up the confetti cannon, which pirate shows up in hard mode, so you'll see that in hard mode. In hard mode, you also will see the bubble and the smoke block. You'll always also see the party center, the party hat, and the silly machine well on desktop. And while party's active on desktop, there's presents, pinatas, streamers, balloons, all sorts of fun stuff. So really ways you could pretty up the world with her. The things like the bubble machine and everything, it actually blows bubbles, so you can have some fun, make it look like a really cool presenting area with all of these fun rockets and everything. But that is all of our pre-hard mode NPCs. So up to here, these are all the NPCs that you can get ignore the wizard there. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 NPCs plus that wonderful traveling merchant that will turn up that you can have in your town that will help you on your adventures through Terraria. They've all got their uses. I would definitely suggest getting your hands on as many of them as possible. As I mentioned before, there will be a link in the description once we have it up on information on how to build houses for NPCs, just because, you know, you need houses to house them. I strongly suggest make something prettier than this because my houses are crap. I just did this to keep them all close together so that the video will be nice and quick for you. But it's always nice if you can put them in nice looking houses. Look after your NPCs. They do lots for you guys. But that's it. If you guys enjoyed this, smash that like button. We'd really appreciate the support. If you want to help us out even more, or you want to give me that little birthday gift we talked about at the beginning, hit that subscribe button. We strongly appreciate it. And if you like what we do and want to see more, you can always check us out on bjco.ca. It's got links to all of what we do, our YouTube presence here, our live streaming, as well as all the other fun social media presences we have. That's it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you all next time. Bye! We will always sell the paintbrush, paint roller, and paint scraper, as well as all of these different paints in here. Once you hit hard mode, you'll get the shadow paint and the negative paint. And then he has a variety of different pictures that he will sell on a random basis. You'll always see daylight, first encounter, good morning, underground reward. There's a bunch of that depend on what moon phase you're in, and then depending on what biome he's selling, there's stuff for Crimson Corruption, Hollow Jungles, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know, we could have got him before the Arms Dealer or the Tavern Keeper. You know, there's possibility in here. And there's 2 that don't count, which are not really town NPCs. They are the Skeleton Merchant and the Old Man. They don't count towards that 7, but the Traveling Merchant does. So you can kind of tweak him out a little bit earlier if the Traveling Merchant shows up for you, which is kind of nice. And he will drop a paintball gun if he dies. He's got a 10% chance of that. And what does he have in his shop? He's got all sorts of stuff. So he no desert, blood moon, space, and hard mode while in space. So definitely try out moving his house to a bunch of different spots, and you can see what goodies he's got for you there. And then he's also got a variety of different wallpapers that he can sell. Most of these, actually everything that you can see here, he's always got available. And then he has, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 different ones that he will actually sell during Christmas as well. So lots of fun different cosmetic things that you can have to pretty up your Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another BJ & Co Terraria video. Today we are continuing on our NPC guide to show you guys how to obtain all these NPCs and what they do for you in the game. This is part 2, so we're in the second part of pre-hard mode, and we'll go through everybody from the painter all the way up to the mechanic. If you want to see the ones from part 1, there's a link in the card here to get you back to that and down in the description, and there'll be timestamps to get you to every single one if there's somebody in particular you are looking for, like say maybe the Witch Doctor. We will also have another one that we'll throw a link to that will be the hard mode, after hard mode guys that you'll get as well. If you're enjoying this, we much appreciate the subscribe, guys. It goes a long way. We're also kind of doing a push for 500 subs right now. We've only got about 49 left to go, and we want to hit that by April 26th, which is my birthday. So if you want to throw some love this way, we'd very much appreciate it. But let's get on into this. All right, so next we have the painter, guys. And the painter is an interesting one in that his requirements are that you will have at least 7 other NPCs. That includes the guide. So looking back here, 1, 2,